Tottenham are going to take a beating. Arsenal are going to go 9 points clear at the top of the league. And the level of abuse, crazy punditry, and mad claims is going to grow. Trust me. Like, share, get yourself subscribing to the channel right now, please, people. Let's delve into it on this Friday evening on the edge, the eve of the Premier League kicking off again. But I want to start with my club, Manchester United. Big game tomorrow against Tottenham. First of all, how do you see it going? Timestamp now, like 38, 40 seconds on the show, and write me your predictions below. That's how I know you're not doing them later in the show. I want to know, how do you think the game's going to go? Genuinely. Is it going to be 4 wins in a row for United, or do you think that winning streak comes to an end? My gut feeling is not only are Man United going to win, but we're going to smash Tottenham. Now, if you have watched my channel long enough, if you've watched me long enough here and or on the Football Terrace, I rarely get this confident before a game. But there's a number of factors that are playing into this. One, we owe someone a slapping. We're playing so well on the front foot. Yes, we've scored 3 goals in our last 2 games, and we've scored 6, 7, 8 goals in total since Carrick came in. But I still think there's a beating for somebody waiting. We also have 0 wins in our last 8 games against Tottenham, and then you have the element of probability. Are we really not going to win 9 games in a row against? Are we not going to win in any of our last 9 games against Tottenham? I don't think so. On top of that, yes, if you go to the Premier League sort of table right now, you will see, I'm going to make sure I don't get this wrong. But if you click on the away form table, Tottenham are 4th in the league. 5 wins, 4 draws, 3 defeats, 19 points. The joint 3rd, really, with Chelsea on 19 points away from home. The problem is when you start going into more recent times, the last 6, 7, 8 games, they're right down the bottom. Their form is awful. They've got injuries galore. The fans don't want the manager. The manager looks despondent all the time. Yes, there was that comeback against Man City, but United are better than Man City right now. I'm talking on form, so nobody go crazy. But I think United are winning tomorrow. And if we do, the one part about that, so the one downside to it, is the level of abuse, the level of nonsense, the level of crap that is going to come out of the mainstream media, that's going to come out of rivals to try and dampen the mood. Now, it won't personally bother me. I'm still going to enjoy what we're doing. But United fans, prepare yourself for that. Genuinely prepare yourselves for it, because it's going to get toxic. It's going to get horrible. And it started a little bit already. I was out for dinner the other night and someone come over and said, "Oh, I tell you, Terry Fleurs in the Football Terrace." I said, "Yeah, how you doing?" First thing they said, "You must be so angry at your club." Why? Watching those players win games now when they couldn't under Amorim, disgusting, isn't it? I'd be fuming if I was you. And I just went, yeah. I just sort of went, yeah, I know what you mean. Cheers, mate. Shook hands, left. And I'm sitting there and it's like, that's the type of thing I'm talking about. How can we spin it into a negative? And you're going to get a lot of that if Man United win. But I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to get the game done. I think we're going to win, and I think we're going to win well. I'm going to go 3-1. I'm going to give them a goal. I think we're scoring, though, a minimum of 3 goals. I hope it's more. I hope it's 4s and 5s, maybe even 6s. I would love to smash Tottenham. I'd love to ruin Tottenham. We owe them. They beat us 4 times last year. They got away with it earlier on in the season because Ruben Amorim's substitutions were horrible. It's at Old Trafford. We're doing it. I want your thoughts, want your opinions on that in the comments section below. Now, on the title race, there is a part of me that would like City to get something out of the game against Liverpool. Why? Because I want Liverpool and Chelsea to drop points this week. I want Man United to win, so we pull further clear of them in the Champions League qualification race, the top 4 race, as it has been colloquially termed. But Liverpool are going to win this game. Liverpool are going to win this game. Arsenal, I think, are going to have a comfortable win over Sunderland. I think Sunderland are going to play some of the stinkiest, deepest, most Stoke-esque football you've seen. I'm not even sure if they're going to counter-attack with any great threat, any great numbers. I believe they're going to come in and they're going to sit in deep, and maybe towards the end of the first and the second half, if the game's tied or if they're one goal behind, then they may open up and try to see if they can find a gap or an opening to punish Arsenal. Outside of that, there'll be very little attacking flair, very little intensity. It will all be about compactness, sitting back, very similar and akin to the way Chelsea performed the other day. But I do think Arsenal are going to win. I'm going to go over 2-0 victory for the Gunners. I believe when that happens, the pressure is going to become too much from Man City. They don't win at Anfield, or they very rarely get positive results. And Liverpool, I think, will beat them. Liverpool, I think, will do them this weekend. And I think there's going to be a 9-point gap. And although mathematically a 9-point gap doesn't end the season, the probability becomes larger than the numerical gap. The probability of this City team with massive defensive issues falling 9 points behind, Arsenal become the clear favourites. Simple as that for me. Arsenal become the clear favourites if they go 9 points clear this weekend. The one thing you've got to prepare yourselves for, though, Arsenal fans, and of course the neutrals, not rivals and neutrals like myself, who have a little bit of banter here and there, but just want to hear honest footballing conversations. That's where, again, you are going to have to prepare yourself, because it's going to get toxic and it's going to get nasty. Just like clips like this. Take a little watch.
What do is illegal. And to me, is illegal.
Illegal.
Yeah, people don't agree. Blocking, all the rest of it. When you're nowhere near the ball, to me, it's just obstruction. It's fouling, but it's a thing. It's not going to stop. And you now have a situation where, to answer your question of Mark, how do you referee it? It's impossible because everybody's fouling each other now. Both sides are fouling each other.
This is the type of rhetoric that is going to go into overdrive, because for the past 4, 5, 6 weeks, it's been about, will Arsenal bottle it? Will Arsenal crumble? Will Arsenal fade? And they have the opportunities at times to go 9 and 11 points clear, but of course had those draws against Forest and Liverpool and lost against Man United. And the media went in another direction very quickly, which is, I think they're going to bottle it. Come on, City. And City have just been so bang average since that point. Probably going to lose to Liverpool this weekend. The 9-point gap is going to arrive. And there will be a period before Arsenal were praised for staying mentally strong, for not collapsing, for bouncing back from those 3 games of adversity. Before that praise happens, before the rightful autopsy on how Arsenal have got to this stage so far happens, because it will come at some point, because they'll almost be strong-armed into doing it. It will be a lot of comments like this. The way they play is illegal. The way they play is dirty. The way they play is bad for the game. We saw this in a massive way when Arsenal beat Chelsea. And when I say we, I'm talking about we, the football fans. We saw Troy Deeney. We saw Gary Neville. We saw the majority of the pundits on Sky. We saw media outlets. This is why we don't like watching Arsenal. This is the problem with Arsenal games. They're boring, boring, boring. They're not expansive enough. This is bad for English football. This is bad for the English game. Whilst ignoring the fact that the team that was behind failed to attack out of fear of what Arsenal could do to them. It's going to be the same in the Sunderland game. Sunderland are barely going to open up. They're barely going to attack. They're going to stink the place out. They're going to be like a fire blanket. They're going to take all the oxygen away from the game. But it's going to be Arsenal who are going to be blamed for it, because the media having to address its own failings, the mainstream media, the pundits, rivals, Arteta outers having to address their own failings, is too hard for these egotistical fools. And when I say it's too hard for them, I'm talking about the fact that, because you're going to get a lot of this from the Arteta outers, from the media, from the pundits. It will be, well, all the seasons that I predicted Arsenal to win nothing and for Arsenal to foul, I was correct about, because they didn't win anything. And when you just hear that as a throwaway comment, people are like, oh, that's pretty fair. But then you're ignoring the overarching statements that were made. The manager's an egomaniac. He's crazy. He misbehaves on the line. He's not a nice person. He's never going to be good enough to get over the line. He's never going to be able to win a Premier League. He's always going to be the bridesmaid. These are the comments made. So it wasn't just, I don't think they'll win the league this year. It was, I don't think they'll win the league this year because of these reasons that were far bigger, greater, grander than that particular season. And people are going to try and run that back. But obviously what happens in the denial curve is there's a lot of anger and pushback to begin with. So before they get to that stage of acceptance and talk about, oh, the football was really good, or they did really well here, or they improved in these areas, and this is how they became champions, because they'll be forced into doing that because you can't have a champion. In reality, when the team gets crowned champions, they will always break down the positive side of things. But there is going to be a massive kickback this weekend. So just like I've said to the Man United fans, brace yourself for, again, because it's the same pattern. It's just United are 3 or 4 years behind where Arsenal are right now. And if we continue to improve, we'll go through exactly the same treatment, which is why I don't play these games. It's going to get toxic. So prepare yourself, Arsenal fans. Prepare yourself, football fans, followers of what we do here that want to have honest conversations, because a lot of nonsense is going to be chatted. And I'm not talking about a throwaway comment from a fan. I'm talking real hard-hitting journalistic pieces will be written that would just be so bad for football. It's unbelievable. But as ever, please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on that bell notification button. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you soon. Peace.